Why did some patients heal when others, with the same grim prognosis, simply withered away? This was the question that haunted Dr. Naledi Mokgosi, a young physician in the understaffed Kwale Hospital. She'd witnessed it too many times. The sudden, inexplicable turnaround in a seemingly lost cause. Naledi watched a frail man, given only weeks, now laughing quietly with his family. She spoke quietly, her voice tinged with wonder. His prognosis was impossible. Nurse Mfo Dlamini, her mentor, nodded. Yes, doctor. He was told everything, the whole unvarnished truth. It was a tiny observation, barely a whisper in the chaos of their daily lives, but it ignited something profound in Naledi. Could it be that comfort, the gentle lies doctors often told, was actually hindering recovery? Naledi began a clandestine study, noting which patients received the full truth, however brutal, and which received the traditional, softened version. She documented every subtle shift, every unexpected turn, searching for a pattern in the seemingly random tapestry of human illness. Months turned into a year. One evening, reviewing her hidden notes, Naledi shared her nascent theory with Mfo. She said, her voice barely a whisper, "The ones who know, they fight harder." Mfo looked at her, then back at the notes, a frown creasing her brow. She pondered aloud. But some truths can break a person, Naledi. It was a valid point, one that had been the cornerstone of medical ethics for generations. Protect the patient from despair. Yet, Naledi's quiet observations contradicted this deeply ingrained philosophy. The human spirit, she was discovering, possessed an incredible resilience when faced with an undeniable reality, a strength that comfort sometimes diluted. Over the next few years, her study grew, meticulous and hidden, spanning hundreds of patient files. One afternoon, Naledi approached a young mother, Adana, whose child faced a difficult, painful recovery. Naledi spoke gently. "Adana, your daughter's path will be long and arduous. There will be no quick fix." Adana's eyes welled up, but then, surprisingly, a flicker of resolve appeared. She said, her voice cracking, "Then I will fight for her. I will fight harder." This was the data point Naledi sought, the qualitative evidence woven into the fabric of human experience. She saw fear, yes, but also a burgeoning strength, a primal will to survive forged in the fire of truth. Years passed, marked by the slow, relentless accumulation of evidence. Naledi refined her methodology, meticulously cross-referencing outcomes, eliminating variables, and strengthening her case. One morning, Mfo found Naledi still working, surrounded by her notes. Mfo offered her a warm tea, asking softly, "Still chasing the truth, Naledi? The one that hurts?" Naledi smiled weakly. "Perhaps the hurt is part of the healing, Mfo, like setting a broken bone." Her hypothesis solidified. When patients understood the full gravity of their illness, they became active participants in their own fight. They researched, questioned, adhered to treatments with fierce dedication, and often against all odds, improved. Mfo, initially skeptical, now found herself recalling instances where a hard truth had sparked unexpected defiance. She admitted to Naledi, "I remember a young girl with malaria. We didn't think she'd make it. Her mother refused to leave her side after the doctor told her the bleak reality. She became her daughter's fiercely determined advocate." Mfo's recollections became crucial anecdotes, lending weight and human context to Naledi's burgeoning quantitative data. Her study, now nearing a decade in duration, was ready to challenge centuries of medical practice. Her decision to publish was not without its risks. The hospital director, a stern man named Dr. Okoro, called Naledi to his office. He began, "Dr. Mokgosi, I hear whispers of a peculiar project." Naledi met his gaze, unflinching. She replied, her voice steady, despite the tremor in her hands. "It is not peculiar, sir. It is the truth." Her paper was submitted, a quiet stone dropped into the vast, calm waters of global medicine. The ripples, however, would soon become tidal waves. News of her controversial findings spread like wildfire in medical journals.
Are you a news reporter?
The global medical community was split. Some hailed her as visionary, others condemned her as reckless and dangerous. Dr. Okoro, the hospital director, confronted Naledi once more. He pleaded, "Dr. Mokgosi, you have unleashed a storm. Patients are demanding the full truth. We are not equipped." Naledi stood tall, She stated, her voice resonating with conviction. Perhaps, sir, they are simply more equipped than we ever gave them credit for. Invitations poured in from prestigious medical conferences around the globe. Naledi, once an obscure doctor in a small hospital, was now a sought-after speaker. Her first major address was to a hall packed with skeptical, curious, and even hostile medical professionals. She began, her voice clear and strong, resonating through the auditorium. For too long, we have treated our patients not as partners, but as children. A hush fell over the room. She presented her data, not as cold statistics, but as stories of transformation. The human spirit is not fragile, it is forged in fire. She spoke of Adana, the mother who fought harder, and of countless others who found strength in stark reality. An elderly, renowned professor rose to challenge her. He boomed, "Dr. Mokgosi, are you suggesting we abandon compassion for cruelty?" Naledi met his intensity with calm resolve. She responded, "No, Professor. I am suggesting we redefine compassion. To truly care is to empower with truth." A murmur rippled through the audience, this time not of dissent, but of contemplation, of dawning understanding. Her presentation concluded with a standing ovation, not for a charismatic performance, but for the undeniable weight of her decade of work. The medical world had officially been shaken. In the aftermath, the conversation began. In hospitals, universities, and homes worldwide, people debated Naledi's findings. The initial shock gave way to a profound, difficult introspection for the medical establishment. Months later, back at Kwali Hospital, Dr. Okoro sought out Naledi. He spoke, his voice much softer now. "Dr. Mokgosi, we have begun a pilot program of radical honesty." Naledi's face softened, a genuine smile replacing her usual determination. She replied, "And how are the patients, sir?" Dr. Okoro looked out at the ward, then back at Naledi. He said with a quiet wonder, "They are different, resilient. They are living with a new kind of courage." Naledi's work didn't just change protocols, it fundamentally shifted the perception of human resilience. Her research continued to evolve, inspiring new fields of psychology and patient-centered care. Kwali Hospital, once a struggling institution, became a beacon of a new, more truthful approach to healing. Years later, Naledi and Emfo walked through the now vibrant corridors. Emfo chuckled softly. "Remember when they called you reckless, Naledi?" Naledi smiled, her eyes twinkling. "They still do sometimes. But now, they also call me for advice." The world began to understand that true compassion lay not in protection from pain, but in empowering the strength to face it. Naledi Mokgosi, the doctor who dared to speak the unspeakable, had given humanity a profound new medicine, the unvarnished, brutal, beautiful truth. If the profound journey from comfort to truth resonated with your spirit, perhaps you'll join us again as we explore the deeper currents of the human condition.